It's time to enter the abundance portal. Raise your vibrations and come on in. Hello, hello, hello. You are listening to or watching the Manifest on Purpose show. I am your host, Kimbaley. It's all about abundance today because it's Thursday. It's Jupiter Day. We're going to get into that abundance reading soon, but I want to say thank you so much for deciding to stop by, sharing your time and energy with me. Thank you for all of those who you've invited, and thank you for subscribing here and on the website at Kimbaley, KIMBALEY.com. And of course, the God in me loves the God in you. Today, we're going to get into this reading, as I said, but before we do that, let's have another reading. Let's hear our Astro-Numerology Forecast for today, brought to you by Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. It is Thursday, November the 21st. Sun in Scorpio, Moon in Leo. It's a one universal month, a four universal week, a four universal day. With the zodiac sign of the heavens about to make a change from the water sign of Scorpio to the fire sign of Sagittarius, it's fitting you be prepared as well. In one sense, it's about putting emotional matters of the past 3 weeks to the side and begin to take a proactive, assertive, and fired up approach now to get the job done. To be honest, you may encounter a sudden or unexpected bump in the road along the way, but don't allow it to distract from what intentions you had since the start of the day. Aquarius, Leo, Gemini, and those born on the 1st, 4th, 10th, 13th, 19th, 22nd, 28th, and 31st of the month are the likely ones best suited for any out of the way occurrences. And something about this report or this forecast stood out to me. It is the 21st of the month. So we are on a Jupiter day. And not only that, it's the Jupiter date. 2 plus 1 equals 3. And 3 is ruled by the planet of Jupiter. So expect extra abundance. Bring that extra abundance in for you today. Once again, that forecast is courtesy of Astro-Numerologist LLoyd Strayhorn and the Star 8 mobile numerology app. You can download that app at star8.com. You can go to Google Play or the App Store, or you can go to Linktree/numbers and you, where you will gain access to all of his other exclusive products and services. Guess what? 2025 is right around the corner and we are entering into the year of the nine. Do you have your roadmap in place? I sure hope you do. If not, make sure that you get your Astro-Numerology forecast for the year so that you can know how to navigate this transformative year. This forecast is very detailed. It gives you a month by month breakdown of what cycles you'll be going through and what you can expect for those cycles for the rest of the year. While you're there, you can also get your personal report, your compatibility report, or also your business report. If you would like to book an Astro-Numerology consultation, you can also do that there at Kimbaley.com. And last but not least, you are invited Wednesday, January the 1st, 2025 for the Vision Board Mastery, where we're going to manifest 2025 on purpose. In this workshop, you're going to learn the power of visualization. You're going to learn visualization tips and techniques, including the vision board, technique. You'll also create your own vision board, and we'll have an interactive share period so that you can speak those desires into fruition. And we're going to have a guided meditation at closing so that you can plant the seeds of 2025. Just click on the QR code that's at the bottom of the flyer or go to Kimbaley.com. So now that we know this is a double Jupiter day, I hope you got your things of abundance around you. I hope you're surrounded with abundance. I hope you're feeling like abundance. And speaking of abundance, my ship has come in today. This is my piece of abundance. I had to take down the virtual background because I forgot that it was still there. But of course, when I do these readings, I like to show the cards. So I'm going to leave the background down if that's okay with you so you can better see the cards. Today, I'm going to tell you first what the abundance portal is all about. This is where we come in and we make this an abundant space. This is a space where you take this time to feel abundant, to think abundant, and to act abundant. You are to be abundant because you know we don't attract what we want, we attract what we are. And in this moment, you are abundant, and I am too. So, what I do is I read the energy and I read the energy using the Oracle deck. This time, I'm going to use Money and the Law of Attraction by Esther Hicks. And I'm going to read the general reading, and then I'll read for the birthday numbers 1 through 9 and include the zodiac sign. And this is going to tell us the energy for this abundant double Jupiter day. So, thank you so much for joining the portal. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay. So I want to hear from you. I want to know, how did you surround yourself with abundance? You can see me, but I can't see you. So tell me how you surrounded yourself with abundance today. And tell us about some of those abundant thoughts you've been having. Okay. 2 cards. Oh, there are my 4 cards. Let's see what they say. The first card is the number 2 card. It says, I will tell my story as I want it to be. And I'm going to call this the cornerstone card. The number 2 is a writer. Number 2s are good at writing things down. So what I'm hearing, number 2, is you need to focus on getting a journal. Focus on, if you like, poetry or some type of writing to get your intentions down on paper. That's going to be important for you. And add your emotions to it because, as I said, this is the number 2 card, and your emotions make whatever it is that you are aligning with in your life come to you even quicker and even more stronger and accurately. So make sure that you're writing these things down and you're reading these stories over to yourself again. I said in an episode not too long ago that I was going through some of my notebooks and I found a poem that I wrote years ago, many, many years ago, probably in 2017, 2016. And during that time, I did not know that I was writing down intentions. But when I read that poem not too long ago, I found that everything that I wrote in that poem had already aligned with manifestation. So don't think that your writing is a waste of time. Make sure that you're writing with a purpose. I like that. And you know it goes with this. Write with a purpose. Write on purpose. Okay. This is a 3 card. Talking about a 3-day. See how Jupiter want to show up for us today? The law of attraction responds to my vibration. This means Mm. We're talking about the number three right here. We're talking about optimism. We're talking about being jovial. We're talking about encouraging people to do the best for themselves. So, this right here is saying that you're going to have to begin to be more positive on your outlook at life. You're going to have to be more positive in the things that you say to other people, because sometimes you don't think that people are taking in what you're saying to them, but they're holding on to that. And also, this very first card, the cornerstone card, it talked about writing. So, in whatever you're writing, make sure that you're writing it in a happy space. Make sure that you're writing it in an optimistic space. When we think about Jupiter, we think about belief. A lot of times with Jupiter, it's not that it's a lucky planet, it's a planet that believes so much in whatever it is that it will attract it to them. So when you're writing stuff down, make sure that you believe in those actual things that you are writing about. Wow. See, somebody need to be, we got artists in here today, because this right here is the number 11 a card. It go back to the number two. And it says, the better my story gets, the better my life gets. And there you go. You see the notebook and the pen right there in the number 11. That's another two card. You know, whoever it is, these thoughts that you have on your mind, you need to be writing them down. Sometimes those thoughts get stuck up here and you need to bring them down into the physical reality. And the way to bring them down to the physical reality is to put them on paper. And when you put them on paper, especially in repetition, it's constantly feeding that subconscious mind suggestions. And then this number 11 is saying that you have a vision. You may be seeing things that you don't know how to quite understand it right now. You don't know how it's going to play out. But as you're having these visions and as you're creating these big ideals, don't just trust it to remember it. You need to be writing these things down, and you need to be in your emotions. You need to be in the highest form of emotion, which is going to be love on the positive end. Love, bliss, things like that. This is a number 51-6 card, and it is, I can follow the trails of good feeling thoughts. And it's kind of special that we're talking about emotions here. And good feeling thoughts to me sound a whole lot like emotions. So you need to, a lot of times people say don't be all emotional, don't get too much into your emotions. But something is telling me that this week you need to pay attention to your emotions and see where your emotions are going to lead you to, because sometimes, especially we're talking about the number 6 card at this moment, but we've had a couple of number 2 cards here. And sometimes, it's better for you, number 2s, to make sure that you get caught up in something emotional so that you can get passionate enough to follow through with it. So this card right here is saying when you start feeling those good feelings, you follow those things. Find out where they're going to lead you to be. Ground yourself in reality, but at the same time, listen to your heart, listen to your emotions, listen to the things that's going on in your mind. So that is for the week. And what the week is saying is that you need to be focused on your emotion and you need to be writing things down. Writing also can be an activity that's very healing. So if you're going through something, and this is what I used to do when I was younger, whenever I would get it upset with someone or something like that, instead of just giving that person a piece of my mind like I wanted to, I'll go and write it down and then tear it up later. And even though you don't give the actual letter to that person, it feels like you wrote that letter and that person read that letter. So it makes you feel better. So writing is also healing too. And that's cool because this right here is connected with the number 6 card. So you follow those trails of good thoughts. You write those things down. And if you need self healing, go to your pen and paper. That's why people keep diaries. That's why people keep journals sometimes. They're not just to document your intentions, they're also to document what you're going through, what you're feeling at the time, so that you can go back. Sometimes it is beneficial for you to see how you got through that last thing you got through. So that's what we're going to be focused on for the week. Hmm. I just heard something say, write your own money. Write your own money. And what I'm taking that to mean is you need to be specific with a price. Whoever this may be for, you need to be specific with a price and you need to write that price down. And you know how people doodle? Those numbers are the numbers you need to doodle from time to time. And so we're dealing with now the number 1 birthday. Let me tell you first how you get your birthday number. The birthday number is the day you were born on. So if you're born on the 4th, your birthday number is a 4. However, if you're born on the 13th, 1 plus 3 equals 4. So your birthday number is still a 4. What you have to do is reduce all double digits down to a single digit. Now, we're with the number 1. That's if you're born on the 1st, the 10th, the 19th, or the 28th of the month, or if you come under the signs of Leo or Aquarius. 56, that's the number on the card, which is an 11. Shortage of time or money are perceptual. And this goes back in the day when you learned about money. What did you learn about money when you were growing up? What did you learn from your environment that you lived in about money? How was things when you were a child? And you need to check out these things in your mind because there could be limitations around that because you're not growing because you're stuck on these things you heard in the past. You know how some people say stuff like, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Well, if you continue to say that, that's what's going to happen. This card is letting you know that no matter what you're going through, there is no shortage of money. I'm hearing dream big. This is my favorite thing I like to say about dreaming big, because a dream, whether it's a small dream or a big dream, it's going to cost you the same thing. It's going to be free. So if you know either dream is a free dream, why not dream whatever you want to dream? Hey, so make sure that you're not telling yourself that I don't have enough time not to make this money. I don't have enough time to spend with my loved one. There's no such thing because time is man made. We have to remember that shortage and time is perception based. It's according to how you feel about it. And we're going to go on to the next. We're going to go on to the number 2. Number 2, if you're born on the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, or the 29th of the month, you are a number 2. Or if you're born on the sign of Cancer, you got the number 16-7 card. My attention to unwanted attracts more unwanted. The way I was taught this is what you resist persists. A lot of people may think, I don't want to run out of money. And they may think that really they're setting an intention, and they are setting an intention because remember, whatever your attention is on becomes an intention. So if you're thinking about you don't want to run out of money, you're still thinking about running out of money. And that's how the subconscious mind is going to accept it. So you should be using things that are totally opposite of that. You should say something like, I am abundant, and keep in mind that it should be present tense. If it's something you don't want, then whatever it is that you don't want should be nowhere near your intention, because your focus becomes on that thing, whether you intend for it not to be or whatever. So you will attract that thing just because your focus is still on it. So it's important for you to know that whatever you say you don't want is going to draw more to you because you're still focused on it. And this is the 1610 card. And when I think about 1610, I think about the planet of Neptune, which rules the number 7. And sometimes Neptune can represent delusions, illusions. So it makes you feel like you're setting in good intention, but really your intention is based around what you do not want. So at this time, you need to be focused on only the things that you want, number 2s and Cancers. Okay, let's move on to number 3. If you're born on the 3rd, the 12th, the 21st, or the 30th of the month, if you're a Pisces or a Sagittarius, you're a number 3 birthday. And you got the number 8 card. The number 8 says the law of attraction adds power to both problems and solutions. And you can take a note from what I was saying with this number 16 card, because it becomes a problem if you're focused on what you don't want. So you have to understand we are under this universal law of attraction, but there's also always two sides to every coin, because actually that's another law in itself too, the law of polarity. There's two sides to every coin. So on one side, this law can be attracting good things to you, and on the other hand, this law can be attracting things to you that you don't want or things that you don't need. So what you have to do is you have to be discerning to know the difference. You have to know what you are attracting according to your thoughts and belief systems that you have. So in this card, it's really telling you to stay grounded. Know what it is that you are intending. Know what it is that you are intending, and just know that it can go both ways. So just because you say that I'm going to attract the best in life does not mean if you don't slip up in another way that you can attract something else. So you have to pay close attention to what you put your focus on. Number 3. And then too, I'm hearing about number 3. The number 3 is expansion. So sometimes with number 3, there are certain things that you want to expand, like the things you want to be abundant in. But you can also expand in other ways that you don't intend to expand on. So be careful with that, number 3. And we're going to move on to number 4. Born on the 4th, the 13th, 22nd, and 31st of the month under the signs of Aquarius and Leo. Okay, number 4. You got the number 4 card. This is the 58 card. Oh, I can earn money by what I love to do. Okay, this is a good one. I just had this example a couple of days ago. I just happened to be in this meeting about podcasts, and they were talking about some things about podcasts. And I was so glad because one of my mentees was in that meeting and she was able to hear some of the comments. It was things that I had been telling her, for the longest amount of time, but she heard confirmation. And one of those things was, how you have to be your authentic self. You have to do things the way that is authentic to you. And then you will draw your audience to you, your special audience, because not everybody may like you. But at the same time, if you are authentic, you will draw the people that get you. And number four really has to pay attention to this, because number fours, a lot of people misunderstand them. And so a lot of times they do things that people clearly just don't get. And their way of making money may be something that you've never even heard of before. Their suggestion may be something that you never even heard of before. But 9 times out of 10, in due season, you'll hear about it. So, what this is saying, number four, don't change for anybody else. Do not change. You do what you love to do, and that's when you're going to be most abundant. Thank you, number four. And we're going to move on to number five, born on the 5th, the 14th, or the 23rd of the month. Or if you come under the sign of Gemini or Virgo, and you have the number 8 card. And number 5, this is telling you money isn't everything, but this right here is saying, and especially to you, this is for everybody, but especially to those of you, number 5 especially, who are in the spiritual industry, metaphysical industry, or something of that nature. A lot of times, or into religion or something, a lot of times people think that these people should not be concerned about money. These people should not care about money. But I'm telling you today, you got to eat and pay bills just like everybody else. So no, money may not be everything to you, but it's necessary because it's the currency we need in this physical reality. And this is the number 8. And it's talking about being logical. Yes, you are spiritual, but you need to balance that out with logic and know that there's nothing wrong with you making a living the way that you make a living. That's your purpose in this universe. That's what you're here for. So don't just feel bad because you have to charge people, or don't just feel bad because other people think that you should do it free. So it's not everything, but it is important. And just keep that in mind no matter what you do. Okay. Number 6, born on the 6th, the 15th, and the 24th of the month, or born under Libra or Taurus. You're a number 6. You got a number 5 card. Your story is attracting your vibrational life, your vibrational match. So this means that whatever it is that you have attracted in your reality is because of the story that you tell and the story that you have told. What are you telling people about yourself? What are you saying to yourself about yourself? Because whatever that is, you're going to vibrate on that energy, and you're going to have to shake out of that. You're going to have to do like what this cornerstone card talked about. You're going to have to change your story, and you're going to have to write it down, because once you begin to write it down and read it out, then it will lift your vibrations, especially those positive stories. So you need to be careful of the stories that you tell, because these stories are coming back to you. And we're going on to the number 7. That's if you're born on the 7th, the 16th, or the 25th of the month, or if you come under the sign of Cancer. You got a 55 card, the number 10. That's a number. I can transform my own world. This right here is telling me, number 7, you're the magician. You're the magician and you know it. And you're going to have to start using that and tapping into that. You need to feel that because really that's what you are. You are creating your own reality. So, in case you have any doubts, or you feel like, hey, that can't be me. Yes, you are the magician in your own life. So if something is happening that you don't like, or something that is happening that's not what you think is positive for you, you have the ability to change it. Anything, number 7, because you are the magician. And number 7 is the number of faith. So even if you don't see it right in front of your face, because that's what the planet Neptune is. We can't see that planet with our eyes, but we know that it's out there. So if you can't see your abundance in your face, just know that it's already there. Have faith in it, believe, and you got this, number 7. Number 8, born on the 8th, the 17th, or the 26th of the month. You are a number 8. Okay, number 8, you're trying to run away from me. No wonder it's a number 22 card. We should have known the number 8 was going to attract before. The subject of money is really 2 subjects. You're right. It's only 2 subjects. Either you got it or you don't. And this is asking you, number 8, which one is it? Which one is it? And because this is the 22 card, I'm looking at 2 twos right here. So they saying to me that this could go either way. So you have to find that harmony. You have to find that balance. You have to find out, first of all, what is your belief around money? This is what this card is really, really talking about. What is your belief behind abundance? Do you think you can have an abundance of love? Do you think you can have an abundance of money? Do you think you can have an abundance of time? If sometimes you say yes and sometimes you say no, you need to strike a balance. And that's one thing that you're good at. You're good at being grounded. To make sure that you're grounded in the right belief about money. And we're going to go on to the number 9. Number 9, last card. And I always forget. I'm sorry, number 8. I always get you wrong, number 8. Capricorn. Okay, number 8. Sorry. Now we're going to go to number 9. And guess what? I'm sure about number 9. You're number 9 if you're born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th of the month. Or if you come under the signs of Aries, Scorpio, or Leo. Number 9, you got the number 11 card. And it says, I do not need to have money to attract money. And what this card is, I'm serious now. When I picked this card up, I heard, forget what you heard. Forget what you heard. You don't need to have money to attract money. That goes back to those beliefs again. You need to know that you are just like number 7. You are the magician. We're all magicians. And with this number 29 card, the number 11 card, and this number, the number 9 and the number 2, these are oppositional. So a lot of times you may be thinking, oh, I need to go out and invest in this, because you're impulsive and you'll throw a lot of money into one thing when you should have been patient, because there may have been another opportunity that you did not need money for. And sometimes you may be sitting on ideas because you feel like you don't have the money to start it. So, what it all boils down to is you need to stop feeling like you need it to make it. You know, you can do anything that you want to. And number nine, you know this best with your confidence. So work on your mindset and build yourself up to the point where you know that it's there for you and you don't need it to attract it. You just need to be in the abundance portal and you need to feel it. And you need to know that it's already there and you need to carry that energy. Well, what the general reading for today was all about focusing on, and of course, mindset, the beliefs and thoughts that you have around abundance, the belief and thoughts that you have around money, your time, your love. And you need to start writing down the things that you want to achieve in your life. You need to get specific about those things and specific, especially about numbers, because a lot of people don't put down numbers. And let me give you just a little sneak tip from the birthdays 1 to 9. If you are number one, set an amount that adds to a number 104. If you're number two, set an amount that reduces down to a two. Use your numerology in this so that you can set goals for yourself, so that you can set intentions. And I will read an affirmation for today just to close us out in this abundance. Be faithful to that which exists within yourself. And that makes me think about what it said about number four: do what you love to do. Be faithful to that which exists beyond yourself. To me, this is saying believe in yourself, have faith in yourself. Know you can do it. Know that you are the magician. Know that you are already abundant. I love you to life. This is how we manifest on purpose.